Hi, this is Mash Rundown. If you enjoy what we're doing, subscribe and hit the like button down below.
Today we're going to be doing our Is It Worth Watching anime review of The Rising of the Shield Hero. Let's get to it. So The Rising of the Shield Hero follows Naofumi. He's basically transported to another world, and he's one of the 4 cardinal heroes. He's the shield hero. And there's a sword hero, there's a bow hero, there's a spear hero, and these heroes are supposed to fight back these waves of monsters and invaders. Yeah, and the story just outlines his coming to grips with being transported to this new world and what he has to do to fight back these waves.
Then as far as the themes go, there's a lot around revenge and injustice, because when Naofumi gets to this new world, he's already not treated very well because he's the shield hero, because there's some stigma against the shield hero. We find out that very early on that it's really because the king's family was hurt by the previous shield hero, or through the previous shield hero's actions or inactions. So there's this big bias, and he essentially gets framed for something he didn't do right in the beginning. And so he's quite bitter, and he really just doesn't want to be the hero. He doesn't want to help the world, and he wants to get revenge on the people that hurt him.
With the injustices he's facing and that, he has this breakdown of trust. He does not trust anyone. He's been framed for lots of crimes, so there's this theme of mistrust throughout it, and he does not want to get close to anyone. He doesn't want to rely on anyone. He doesn't want anybody to be able to take advantage of him. As the story progresses, though, of course he gets friends, and he starts to learn to trust again, and very much friendship again, like in a lot of animes. Big theme in here: trust your friends and rely on your friends, and it was nice, yeah.
And even in the most dire circumstances, there are people around you who care about you, even if you don't always see it.
And I think the anime also did a very good job of showing how friends can get you out of this dark place. Because every time he uses a rage shield, he gets this curse on him, and he starts getting angrier and angrier and angrier. And every time that happens, it's his friends that pull him out, that get him back to being the shield hero. Then, of course, there's themes on duty, responsibility, because the other 3 heroes are very irresponsible. They don't really care about the repercussions of any of their actions, where Naofumi is constantly running after them, sorting out their messes. He has a duty to the people. He sees the negative effects of the waves on the people where nobody else really looks at that. So he looks at the people, he tries to help the people. He's got that responsibility, and that carries throughout the series of they need to stop these things to help people.
I think, especially in the beginning, the other 3 heroes almost feel like it's a game. So to them, the people are just casualties of war.
NPCs.
Yeah, they're basically NPCs. When Naofumi from the very start sees the people as people. So I think that's probably his biggest strength over the others, is that he takes note of what's happening around him. Another quite difficult theme that the series tackles is racism, and racism in the terms of humans versus demi-humans, and we could even say at times versus animals, because there's instances where the demi-humans are mistreated, are told not to eat in certain places, are segregated from humans, and those are typical themes that we've seen in our own history. So it's just another way of addressing a really difficult topic in a way that's more palatable for some people, because some people really have a hard time thinking about what's happened in the past. So here they actually give that to you in a way that you're like, you know what, actually, it's less threatening and I can understand it. Not that I'm saying it always needs to be less threatening.
Fantasy in general tends to look at racism from like elves and orcs and humans and dwarves are generally segregated. They generally, in a lot of those stories, they're seen as lesser humans or lesser beings. And it's fantasy's way of touching on these sensitive issues without actually head-on dealing with them.
So the good. The Rising of the Shield Hero really has some good characters. Even the characters you don't like are done in such a villainous way that you hate them from the start, and it makes you understand the protagonist's point of view, which at first when you watch a trailer it's a strange point of view, but because of the good characters you actually get an idea of, oh, okay, that makes sense. I think I'd feel that way too. So mine is one of the main bad guys who is quite awful to Nafumi right from the start, and her badness is so good because it's so appropriate and makes you really feel even more and connect even more with Nafumi. Yes. I also think that Philo is so cute. What a good character. I think she's cute when she's a bird and she's cute when she's human. And for me, she was a major draw in watching the rest of the series because I just really enjoyed her.
Sticking with the characters, they developed them very well as well. Brachtalia went from a sick little scared demi-human to being the shield hero's sword. She was tough, she was ready to go for a fight, and she was very much like Nafumi. She learned to trust again. Like we said, Nafumi goes through a lot of growth where he's this mistrustful, ready to play the bad guy's role, kind of I don't need anybody shield hero to actually relying on people. Near the end of the season, he's inviting people to join his party. He's learning to trust again. He's accepted being the shield hero and not a bitter acceptance anymore. It's accepted the responsibility and he's ready to trust and move forward with that.
He's accepted that it can actually help people. I also really think that because of the characters and the character development, they've built up this fantasy world where the viewers really feel with the characters, and the emotional ride you go along with the characters is very touching. And you root for Nafumi, even though sometimes his anger and stuff would make him someone you might not normally root for.
Yeah.
So I think that did that really, really well. They really translated the emotions and emotional turmoil so well.
And throughout the series, the animation is top notch. It's really one of the best animated shows around, in my opinion. I love the type of animation thing.
And Phyllis is so cute. Let's go into what we found was bad about the series.
The other three cardinal heroes, the spear, sword, and bow heroes, are so stupid. Particularly the spear hero. He is dense most of the anime. Like, just plain dense.
Yeah, he really allows Mine to control him. And because she's a girl and he's a bit smitten with her at times, he kind of doesn't see beyond what she says. And he misses the obvious because of that. Even the sword and bow heroes, at first they come off as if they're going to be really smart and level-headed. But later on you found out that, they're actually pretty stupid themselves, because they make a lot of mistakes and they miss a lot of things, and even once things are more clear, they're still stubborn and don't want to work with shield heroes. So it's very weird.
Yeah. Also, if we're nitpicking a little bit, episode 21 was a bit bizarre because it comes to quite a satisfying conclusion, and then we continue on. Like, it felt like the end of an anime, an end of the season, get ready for next season to carry on with the story, and then they threw in those extra 4 episodes.
Overall, it was a really good anime that tackled really difficult topics very well. So our ratings, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
And I also give it an 8 out of 10.
I think my general impression, was it worth watching? Yes. I was supposed to only watch the first 3 episodes, and then we were going to do a review of the first 3. And I found myself just wanting to watch more, so I actually watched the entire season.
So definitely worth watching.
I can't wait for season 2.
If you've seen it, what's your favourite character in The Rising of the Shield Hero? Comment down below.
Bye.
Later.